All right, I am here with John Michael May, a sophomore here at the University of Florida, conducting my first interview for 16A, figuring out buyer behavior. So, John, just to give you a little rundown of my idea, I've had a lot of experience growing up in the sports bar scene, going to watch football games on Sunday with my dad, and just enjoying the TV, the scene that's always in a sports bar has been pretty fun to me. So one of the things I always saw was an issue was having to deal with subtitles and keeping up with them, and trying to read them while there's 8 or 9 different games going on has been a challenge. So my opportunity revolves around a little earpiece that could be invented that customers could buy or either receive upon walking into the restaurant, that allows them to just place in one ear and listen to whichever game they want while still enjoying the experience. So just to start off, are you a fan of any sports?
Yeah, for sure.
What, football, basketball, anything like that?
Probably more of a basketball fan
Basketball
than
guy.
anything.
Okay, so do you eat out a lot?
Yeah, I'd say a decent amount.
Being in college, we definitely do eat out often. Would you say you eat at more of a sports bar type areas, or is it like a fast food kind of thing?
I guess a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Do any of these places have TVs? I've seen that a lot of places
I
recently
definitely
do.
go to a few sports bars to watch certain sports games
Okay.
and eat there as well.
So do restaurants having a TV, is that a big factor for you, or do you ever take that into consideration?
Yeah, if I want to go, if there's ever like an important game or a game that means something to me or that I want to watch, I'll definitely go to a place that has a TV as opposed to doesn't.
Okay, so you definitely enjoy the setting with the TV. Do you ever see an issue with a large crowd being in a place and having trouble listening to the game or keeping up with those annoying subtitles?
Yeah, sure. It's kind of interesting to hear what the announcers and commentators have to say.
Yeah, it's definitely a big part of the game.
Definitely be difficult or annoying, especially because sometimes other people have their own commentary about the game, and that's really annoying.
Yeah, some people getting a little fights going on there. But I have noticed that a lot of different places, they have a somewhat similar plan when they have speakers that are put on each table, but sometimes these speakers can start to just overcrowd the others, I guess you could say, by just becoming loud, and then before you know it, the whole restaurant is just filled with a bunch of static and screaming people. Have you ever been in that kind of experience?
Yeah. I think that can be kind of exciting, but it could also be kind of annoying depending on if you guys are watching if you're watching the same game as the crowd and whatnot, and factors like that.
Yeah. It's always hard when you have a bunch of different fans in one place, so it becomes a bit of a challenge for people. So, say a earpiece like this is implemented. Would you be more concerned with the style of the earpiece or its effectiveness? Obviously you want an effective product, but would style mean anything to you?
Yeah, I wouldn't want anything like super bulky over my ears.
Yeah, nothing over your head or anything like that.
Setting. Yeah, no, that would definitely be pretty annoying.
Yeah. Obviously the main goal would be to be as small and compact as possible to just allow for easy accessibility, but also effectiveness. So I definitely agree there. Um, would you be willing to pay a little extra going into a restaurant for just to obtain an earpiece as you walk in?
Yeah, as long as it was, I guess, reasonably priced, I wouldn't want to be spending like an extra $5 just so I could listen to a game per se. But if it was like $1 or 50 cents to be able to hear the commentary, I guess so, because the whole point of going to a bar is kind of to watch the game, and if you're not, fully able to watch it, then that would be kind of annoying.
Yeah, you definitely want to grab the whole experience on walking in. So paying a little bit extra, maybe you could, I should say, what would you be interested in buying the earpiece as a one-time purchase? Like, say these earpieces become available online or in stores, and then restaurants have the ability to install software or something where you could use these earpieces at whatever place you go. Do you think that would be a better method of putting the product out?
I mean, in the end, I think a lot of things come to price. So if something like that was reasonably priced, then sure, why not? If it was definitely like expensive and overpriced, then I would probably not be interested in a product like that.
Okay.
But again, it all comes kind of down to pricing and availability. If a lot of restaurants are down to have something like that, then why not?
Then
Why
it
not
becomes
spend
accessible.
Something like $5 to just go ahead and
Then you'd be
have
able to
that.
enjoy it wherever you
Right,
went.
right.
Yeah. So going back to like buying them in a store, buying them offline, what kind of shopper are you? Are you an online shopper? Are you?
I'm definitely more of an online shopper, I think, because I think it is just easier and kind of makes things on you easier, and time's a big factor. Being a college kid, I'm definitely busy a lot, and obviously traveling is not the easiest when you're at college. So for me personally, I think I'm definitely a huge online
Shopper. Yeah, with the way technology is now, the web has become a huge tool in shopping, and I think tendencies have shown that a lot of people are getting behind the movement.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see restaurants actually getting behind this earpiece and implementing them, or do you think it would ruin their aura they try to create on like an NFL Sunday game day or something like that?
I mean, I think maybe for something like NFL Sunday, it wouldn't be the best, to be honest, just because that, if you do go to a bar on NFL Sunday, you're kind of going for the atmosphere. If it was something for like college basketball or like a Saturday night where there were just a ton of different sporting events and obviously not everyone's there for the same thing,
Okay, yeah, I can definitely
then maybe
see
that would make sense. But at the end of the day, I think it would be consumer driven. So like if a lot of people or customers showed interest in a product like that or an idea like that, then I'm not sure why a restaurant wouldn't try to implement it, because that's just, just smart business, just giving customers what they want.
So going away from like the sports bar environment, do you think you could see this in like a fast food restaurant maybe, or even a less fancier place where there are just casual TVs up and down?
I mean, yeah, I guess it just kind of depends on the kind of person you are. If you want to go to sometimes I find myself at certain restaurants trying to watch the TV programs that they have going on, and it's kind of difficult to follow, especially if they're playing something not like sports, where obviously the sound and what is being said on the TV plays much more important. I don't really understand why restaurants would ever play a program where you need to be able to hear something and you can't hear it. So I guess, yeah, it kind of just depends on the consumer, but I'm sure some people would be for that.
Yeah, so obviously like these are really targeted for like sports fans, but there are a lot of people who aren't sports fans, as crazy as the sports craze is. But I have been thinking about how maybe these could be implemented in these sports bars for like the one non-sports fan or the two that show up on the Sunday and they just want to watch the news channel. There's always the one TV in the corner or whatever that doesn't have the sports on to implement or to help out the people that aren't enjoying sports. Do you think they would get behind the purchase a lot more than the others, or is that just more of a consumer thing yet again?
I mean, I think it just depends on the atmosphere and where you're going.
Okay.
Because I know maybe a place like a diner would, where like people are trying to watch the news and stuff, that could work in like a busy diner or something like that. It could work out, or like a busy bagel shop where people are trying to watch the news and can't hear it. Or maybe even like a coffee place like Starbucks or something, where people go before they go to work to get their coffee, and they could go get their coffee and watch the news if they were able to hear the news.
Okay, yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. So basically, just to like summarize it up, with your purchase, you would want a product that obviously is effective, but style doesn't matter to you. You're more of like, you just want the effectiveness and you want it to be at a reasonable cost that allows you to still enjoy the atmosphere.
Well, I definitely wouldn't want them to be bulky, but as far as everything else goes, yeah, I would agree with what you said.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you very much for your time, man.
Thank you.